Trying to lose weight often feels like a guessing game, but what if one simple habit could double your results? A massive study proved it's possible. The reason this works is because most of us have a huge blind spot. We naturally underestimate what we eat by a staggering 30 to 50%. Simply writing it down closes this gap. Today we compare the two titans of tracking, the food journal versus precision macro tracking. First, food journaling. This is about more than just calories. It's the what, when, where, and why you ate. A detective's notebook for your habits. Then there's macro tracking. This is the accountant's ledger. It's about precision, counting the exact grams of protein, carbs, and fats to hit targets. So we have two paths. One focuses on awareness of behavior, the other on awareness of composition. The mindset you build with each is completely different. Journaling's superpower is creating a pause between an impulse and an action. That moment of reflection is where mindful decision-making begins. Macro tracking's strength is building self-efficacy. Consistently hitting numerical targets proves you have control and discipline over your intake. Journaling doesn't just track food, it uncovers your personal triggers. You start seeing patterns. I always crave sugar when I'm stressed. Why is identifying triggers so powerful? Because it helps you manage emotional eating. When you log "felt anxious" next to "ate a bag of chips," you're mapping your emotional coping mechanisms. This reveals deep, recurring patterns that are otherwise impossible to see, like weekend calorie spikes, or that you barely eat on busy workdays only to binge later. Now, why does macro tracking feel freeing to many? It's flexible dieting. As long as a food fits your daily targets, nothing is off limits. This removes moral judgment from food. This numerical approach is why it's so effective for very specific goals, like losing fat while keeping muscle or fueling athletic performance. It is a precise blueprint. So journaling reveals your psychological why, while macros define the nutritional what. How does this actually look day to day? Both methods provide incredible awareness and a sense of control. But can this laser focus on what you eat actually disconnect you from your own body? A journaler notices they snack at 3 p.m. daily. The trigger? Boredom, not hunger. The solution is a 5-minute walk, not a different snack. A macro tracker wants pizza. They pre-log a slice, adjust lunch to be higher in protein, and enjoy the pizza completely guilt-free. This is flexible dieting in action. A weightlifter struggling to build muscle increases their protein target by 30 grams. Hitting that number consistently brings progress. It was a data problem. A person's journal reveals a pattern of binging after stressful calls with family. This awareness allows them to create a new post-call routine, breaking the cycle. These successes are powerful, but it's not always this simple. Now, let's address the question we asked earlier. Let's talk about the dark side of tracking. The answer is yes. For some, macro tracking's precision can morph into obsession, fostering an all-or-nothing mindset where missing targets feels like failure. Worse, it can teach you to ignore your body's own wisdom. You might eat when you're not hungry or stop when you are, eroding trust in your natural hunger cues. And the biggest hidden trap? Macro tracking doesn't care about food quality. You can hit your targets with processed foods, missing vital micronutrients. Food journaling isn't immune to problems. If the focus becomes obsessive calorie counting, it can trigger or worsen disordered eating patterns in vulnerable people. So if both tools have potential pitfalls, are we forced to choose one? Or is there a smarter way to combine their strengths? Remember how macro tracking can disconnect you from hunger cues? This is where journaling shines. By focusing on how you feel, it rebuilds that connection. Here's the expert synthesis. Use macro tracking as a temporary educational tool. Track for a few weeks to finally close that 30 to 50% awareness gap from the start. Once you have that foundational knowledge, you can transition. Move to a mindful, qualitative food journal for long-term sustainability, focusing on your behaviors. This approach gives you the best of both worlds. The objective data of macros to build your knowledge base, and the subjective wisdom of journaling for a lasting mindset. So, food journaling versus macro tracking isn't about which is better, but what you need to become aware of. Journaling answers why and when. Macros answer what and how much. They are two different tools that build two very different but equally valuable mindsets for weight loss and health. One builds intuition, the other builds discipline. Your path? If you feel disconnected from your habits, start with a journal. If you need a nutritional education, start with macros, but plan your exit strategy. The ultimate goal isn't to track forever. It's to learn enough about your food and yourself that you no longer need to. Start building your awareness today.